This is Hamilton Radio.
Good. Oh no, what time is it? Oh, good. Good morning, Hamilton, and welcome to Fireside Radio. I suppose it's no longer after hours given it's now 9:13 in the morning, but as you know, I've been giving hourly updates all night thanks to the Great Transit Terror. At about 11 o'clock last night, all red lines, yellow lines, and blue lines began acting in a manner that was peculiar, to say the least. By 2 this morning, the blue line had reports of multiple collisions, the red line had reports of missing tracks and stations, and the yellow line simply ceased to operate. Transopolis has yet to give me a statement on what in tarnation is going on, but I have been receiving reports all night from our fellow citizens. The most recent report I received was from our good friend Frankie Diaz, and is actually a video of the chaos on the Crimson Line. I'm going to play the audio of that video for you here.
But where's the station? The platform was here yesterday and now it's gone. Poof, up in smoke.
What's going on?
Look here, the trucks. The trucks just stopped.
It's like they just disappeared.
Like the station.
Well, Transopolis could have just uprooted the station to see the Crimson Line is coming.
But the trucks!
According to Mr. Diaz, the doomed Crimson Line looked to be empty, and there were no reports of physical injuries from the train going off track. Emotional injuries, well, that's another story. This tragic tale from the Crimson Station was not that far off from other reports we heard throughout the night. As you may recall, Stacy Fletcher, resident Hamiltonian fitness instructor, called in at around 5 this morning and said that the Burgundy Station was still in existence, but with no tracks in sight. Apparently, the central ticket station was operating as per usual, and the, untracked issue wasn't noticed by Transopolis customers until they arrived at the platform. Ms. Fletcher also wanted me to inform you that her water aerobics class is postponed, but not to worry because her daughter Jessica is on the case. Thank you, Stacy and Jessica Fletcher, but please do be careful. Meanwhile, I've received reports that all the tracks on the Scarlet Line are unmarked, unscathed, and unmoved, but the Scarlet Station has, well, also ceased to exist. Okay then. Folks, I gotta say, I cannot decipher this concoction of turmoil in the transit system. The past 12 hours have been nothing but calls and texts and carrier pigeons full of complaints and oddities, with no solid word from Transopolis. If I were to guess, it sounds like they don't even know what's going on. I mean, entire stations disappearing without a trace? That's absolutely absurd. And though I do believe in certain aspects of the paranormal, there is no way a metaphysical being is responsible for this. Plus, there are no reports of abandoned ectoplasm anywhere in the city. But I digress. I guess now is a great time to talk about the history of Transopolis. Maybe a trip down memory lane will help us figure this mess out. You know, I wonder if Angie would be okay with a Hamilton history segment. We could talk about the founding and Petition Day and the Great Migration and go through how each company came to be a part of Hamilton. We could even talk about the... Oh, pardon me, I'm going to answer this real quick. It's Angie. Hey, Angie, is everything okay? But why not, Angie? I think the listeners would really love it. It's education. Really? Everyone on the train says they can read it in a book? Angie, you're being ridiculous. Fine. But I can do it this one time? Please? Angie, you said it yourself. We have to compromise. Okay. All right. Be careful, please, and... Stop yelling at the conductor. It's not their fault they crashed into another train. Oh, yeah, well, I guess it is. But stop yelling. It's rude. And we really need to talk about your cussing. It's not appropriate in public spaces. Yes, I know about the First Amendment, but... Angie, there are kiddos. They have such small, innocent ears. Okay, see you soon. Uh-huh. Yeah, I threw the box of hairpins away. Yes, I know it's unhealthy to hang onto items from past relationships because it fuels emotional attachment and codependency. Okay. Bye. Sorry about that. Angie does not like the idea of a Hamilton history segment here in Fireside. However, she's quite bored on the Indigo line because apparently there was a multiple train collision that has paralyzed the Indigo, Cerulean, and Cornflower lines, and all participating passengers are stranded. Yikes, am I right? So, anyways, let's talk about the history of Hamilton through the lens of Transopolis Corp. Transopolis was founded somewhat recently, about 15 years ago, to the date. It's a strange coincidence. Well, 15 years, many moons ago, Transopolis was created as a business venture specifically for the city of Hamilton. You see, at the time, Hamilton was burdened with the automobile, an inefficient and costly mode of transportation. These rust-ridden beasts were coated with chrome paint and fueled by gasoline. Yes, I know. It's hard to believe that not long ago petroleum was here in Hamilton. Of course, as one may be able to guess, the automobile besmirched our recently regulated atmosphere with terrible fumes, causing cancers, heightened cases of asthma, and foul moods. Thus, the UC brought in top transportation specialists to create Transopolis Corp to help alleviate our dependence on the atrocious automobile. At first, Transopolis did not intend to outlaw the vehicles, but after numerous tests and experiments, they figured out that a train system would serve the city of Hamilton more effectively than individual modes of transportation. Now, subterranean trains are not new and have been around since the late 19th century, but Transopolis didn't want to do an underground railroad. They wanted to utilize electromagnetic levitation by harnessing solar energy. This was unheard of, folks, but within 2 years, Hamilton had its first above-ground solar maglev train. It's absolutely amazing. The success of the first Transopolis train made the UC realize that this experiment in solar maglev power could be capitalized upon, and Transopolis set to work expanding the lines to provide coverage for all of Hamilton. Wow, what a story. Now, last week Angie told you all about Wheatless Wednesdays, and well, I already have an update about that. As you have heard, the UC has strongly suggested that Hamiltonians abstain from wheat and wheat byproducts every Wednesday. Although we've only had one Wednesday since that announcement, the success of the inaugural WW has been striking. Energy output was up 27% and we saved 100 MEUs from one day! The council thus decided to make Wheatless Wednesdays mandatory until further notice. Great job, everyone! Oh, it's Angie. She just texted me saying that Wheatless Wednesdays is bullshit. You, get the idea, listeners. Thanks, Angie, for your, colorful opinion. As always. This just in, the Marigold line has just been added to the list of branches currently not functioning. The cause is unknown at this point, nothing new there, but the line apparently stopped right outside of Colonel Pizza. The inconvenienced passengers decided to pop in for an early lunch, and Mr. Jones is dishing out breakfast fiesta pizzas as we speak. Well, at least that's a sliver of good news, eh? And despite the great transit terror looming above us, Hamilton, I do have some more good news from our agricultural sector. This is an exclusive, listeners. You heard it here first. This is top-notch information for your ears only. Are you ready? Oh no!
And there I stood, and I hollered someone fake me. But the passengers, they knew right from wrong. For the people all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. People all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. And the devil will drag you under by the sharp lapel of your checkered coat. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Looks like I accidentally recorded that drum roll over a very, very old audition tape. Sorry about that, but I assure you I now have a post-puberty 4-octave range. Anyways, here's the exciting news. My parents' research has just reached a breakthrough. Now, they still won't tell me what their research specifically is, unfortunately. All I know is that they're heading a long-term project at Fair Farms that has to do with food consumption. This could be a new crop, a new digestive aid, a new way to eat food. I have no idea. What I do know is that they are very, very close to reaching their goals. I think a reason why they're being so secretive is because of Jethro Synth. Now, they think, and I agree, that Jethro will be good for Hamilton, but they want to ensure the integrity of their research without intercorporate opinions from Jethro or the UC, which I get, I suppose. But why not ask Jethro for help? I mean, if Jethro does in fact join the UC and come to the city of Hamilton specifically to do R&D, why not utilize the extra brainpower and get this super top secret fair project up and running? It just doesn't make sense to me, all the secrecy. Anyway, I'll save my thoughts for our nightly dinner table debates, and I will not bore you any longer, listeners. That's Angie's job, right? Angie, come on, you know I was kidding. So, my parents did tell me that because they are so close to finishing their research, the curtain will be lifted quite soon. A slideshow presentation is being prepared for Family Week, so all citizens can pop into the Fair Farm lobby to watch and ask both my mom and maman any questions they might have. And if, say, you heard about the slideshow from Fireside Radio, you'll get a free Fair Farms biodegradable razor set. Just tell the secretary WHAM and they will take down your name and your address.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I cannot fucking believe this bullshit, Alex. Transopolis and their motherfucking state of the fucking our transit system that is late and flooded. Like, seriously, how the fuck does an elevated station flood? I will never fucking understand. And then the damn lines are just not there anymore. And then the people kept screaming about aliens and there's a panic all because of trans-fucking-opolis. I fucking hate them.
Hey there, Angie. Glad you're here in one piece.
Did you hear anything I just fucking said about the fucking trains?
Deep breaths, Angie. In, out. In and out. There you go. In, out.
Please stop.
Angie, you
Alex,
have to...
I don't have to do anything. What I need to do is tell our audience about this Transopolis shit show. It's a nightmare out there, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, but... could you keep the expletives to a minimum?
No promises. Listen up, Hamilton. I am late for this show because Transopolis ignored multiple warnings about the infrastructure of our transit system after the unit airline crash.
But we don't know that for sure.
Oh, yes, we fucking do, because I heard one of the engineers of the Indigo Line talking about it. This all started when that damn plane damaged the central power grid for the Blue Lines.
Angie, eavesdropping doesn't really count as respected and well-rounded journalism.
Yes, it does. But whatever. The point is that I'm late because of Transopolis, and I am pissed the fuck off.
To be fair, you're kind of always late. And mad.
Well, maybe if the fucking elevator was fixed, I wouldn't have to climb like 30 flights of steps to get up here. Maybe I should have stayed in security and then I wouldn't be late, because at least they have a station built right in at the libraries at fucking ground level, and I wouldn't be sore all the fucking time. And
Angie, what are you talking about? How do you know about the security train station? Angie?
How come you weren't late? Does you have to take like 3 different trains to get here?
Well, I have a cot.
A what?
A cot. You know, a small collapsible bed. See, I set up a little nap corner.
Fucking hell, Alex, you seriously have problems.
We all do, Ange. We all do. It is time for an ad. Would you like to do the honors?
No. I need some water since I've been on a train for 4 fucking hours. Hamilton, if you have to leave your house, pack bottled water and snacks. Water and snacks.
You heard it here first. When traveling, make sure to bring along plenty of refreshments. Now, today we have an ad from a business that has been in existence since the early 20th century. This is a current ad, and I'm working to find a vintage recording. But for now, here we go.
Protect, defend, watch. The Grasswater Group is dedicated to serving any and all for the right price. Featuring the latest weapons and the latest technology, the Grasswater Group has excelled at its contracting services since 1918 and comes with a satisfaction guaranteed for 48 hours within each contracted mission. Now an August special. New customers can receive 10% off all services with the code FREEDOM. The Grasswater Group, here for you. Not liable for any subsequent regime changes as a result of any and all contracted services. Satisfaction guarantee does not include assassinations, kidnappings, or house arrests. Coupon code not valid for customers in the Republic of Losova. Terms and conditions can apply.
Oh, wow, listeners. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
You thought that was a landscaping business, didn't you?
Yes,
Listeners, the Grasswater Group does not do landscaping, and is the root of all evil and all major world conflicts since 1918. Who do you think killed the Romanovs?
Wait, really? How do you know?
It's classified.
Oh.
Yeah, so fuck Grasswater, and also, while I'm at it, fuck Transopolis. Do you know why everything is a damn mess? Because like most things gone wrong on this planet, it's because of fucking communication.
Angie?
Oh, fine, I'll stop fucking swearing, okay? Anyways, the reason why the trans are all messed up is because no one at Transopolis talked to each other. No one read the Daily Bulletin. No one looked at their phones. Listen, today was supposed to be the day that Transopolis started its big upgrade. New tracks, new stations, and something about a new power grid or whatever the hell they're replacing.
But the system isn't that old? And also, how do you know that?
2 words, Al. Investigative journalism. And no, it's not that old, but because Transopolis is a capitalistic money-mongering asswipe of a company, they initially used cheap shit to build the entire system. Like, did you know that the tracks are made out of aluminum? Tell me how that makes sense when every single line in Hamilton uses magnetic power. Aluminum isn't magnetic. So, they knew they needed to replace all of that eventually, but that need became accelerated with the damage from the plane crash earlier this month, and the dumbasses had 0 organizational skills, so now, here we are. Entire stations missing, multiple crashes, and operators unable to do anything because Transopolis also decided to upgrade the software system, so the conductors are at a total fucking loss. It's a nightmare. Just read your fucking messages!
So, wait. Explain to me how stations went missing? I get the increase in unfortunate collisions and halted train lines, but entire stations?
Okay, so, according to what I heard, the magnetic fields powered by the power grid thingy make the trains go, right? Solar energy fuels the system and produces magnetic fields that make the trains elevate off the ground, right?
Yes, that's how a solar maglev train works, Ange.
Alex, I swear to God, I'm gonna kick you. Anyway, because the dumb fucks can't talk to each other or read notices, the power grid software update uploaded before the main generator was fixed, which resulted in elevated tracks and elevated stations.
Elevated? What?
Just look out the damn window.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So, what happened exactly?
So, I heard one of the engineers screaming at the workers that the guiding units were removed ahead of schedule.
Oh, so, as you all know, our maglev trains are magnetodynamic suspension trains. So there are guiding units that center the sides of the train and supporting units that guide the bottom of the train.
Right, exactly.
So they must have removed the guiding units in order to lift the trains to replace the rails, didn't they?
Yep.
And something in the software went haywire and the trains lifted early?
You're so close.
So not lifted early. Oh! Did something in the wiring switch polarity? So instead of decreasing the magnetism needed for the steel lines, the magnetism increased?
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Yeah. So, the old lines needed a shit ton of magnetism to lift the trains using the trace amounts of magnetic elements found in the garbage aluminum lines Transopolis installed. Instead of decreasing that amount, they nearly tripled it. So now the trains and stations and a ton of other shit is floating in the air, and they're not sure how to fix it. There's something to do with a fail-safe that won't allow the engineers to slowly ramp down the power of the magnets, so their choices right now are leave them or let them come hurtling down to the ground. It's a fucking disaster.
Good golly, what a story. You heard it here, folks. The Great Transit Terror debunked. No ghosts, no aliens. Now for an update on Jethro Synth.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry, Angie. Did you want to read this one?
Fine. In addition to this bullshit from Transopolis, we've just received word that Jethro Synth has been given an invitation to come to Hamilton. Today, our council, our wonderful and totally not dictators controlling every aspect of our lives and ruining any chance for real change without a revolution, counselors, decided for us to allow Jethro Synth to have the opportunity to join the UC. The proposed contract has been ratified and will be presented to Jethro as soon as they can. So thrilled to suppress us, citizens. There is a public forum this weekend in City Central on Saturday at 4 in the afternoon, so that means I'm going to be up all night Friday making signs, so great, thanks, great job, everyone. Angie has to miss the special on Karl Marx.
This is so exciting. I'm thrilled. Do you need help with those signs, Angie? I'm thinking, welcome, Jethro. Don't get low. Join the UC. Let's go, let's go!
Holy fuck, this is a protest, Alex, not the homecoming game.
Ow.
You know, I should probably get started on these signs now. There's bound to be a good turnout this time.
Well, while Angie does that, let me be the first to congratulate Jethro Synth Solutions. You're the first company since the founding of the UC to even come this close to Hamilton, and we can't wait to start working with you. Pending approval and contract signing, of course.
Alex, just for being a complicit capitalist, you're in charge of the glue.
Angie, wood glue won't work on paper. Besides, can we wait until the show is over? Besides, I have one more announcement. Transopolis just sent out an update, and the dandelion, gold, and yellow lines are up and running. These are the first lines up since the Great Transit Terror last night, and oh wow, are we glad! Transopolis also wants everyone to know that they are working hard to get every line back to normal as soon as possible. They've begun work on regulating the magnetic fields and warn citizens to look to the skies. Yes, please watch out for that, everyone.
Someone please sue them. Someone.
Well, I think that is all for now. Until next time, I'm Alex, she's Angie, and this was Fireside.
Alright, here's the glue, here's your rioting sticks, and here's... Shit, fuck.
And we really need to work on your cussing.
Alex, we really need to work on getting your vocabulary out of the 20th century. Like, really? Cussing? That's the stupidest fucking shit I've ever...
Fireside was written, directed, and produced by Dylan Becker and Gabby Halligan. The voice of Alex was played by James Hartley. The voice of Angie was played by Jillian Leff. Extra voices played by Shannon Sawyer, Stuart Blackburn, and Gabriel Marquez. Our artwork and graphic design was created by Anna Meyer. Make sure to follow Fireside Radio at fireside_radio on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and be sure to leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email us at firesideradio@gmail.com. The team here at Fireside would also like to thank Emily for her love and support. It means a lot. And until next time, I'm Dan Barron, and this was Fireside.